Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to demonstrate the first PT activity of module 11, which is port security, where we are going to try to see how we can implement port security. How are you going to configure the different commands that will enable us to secure the switch ports. So let's get going. Please download PT activity 11.1.0 and you can start working along with me. So this is the topology that we were given. You can see here we have one switch and two PCs, PC1 and PC2, and a rogue laptop. So let us see what there are two objectives that have been defined for this particular PT activity. One of it is the configure port security, and the other one is verify port security. So let's me start with step number 1 here. It says configure port security, and because there's only one switch, we are going to configure everything on this switch 1 itself. So on switch 1, it is asking me access the command line for S1 and enable port security on the ports, fast Ethernet ports 0 by 1 and 0 by 2. So I'm assuming that F0 by 1 and F0 by 2 are connected to each one of these PCs. So PC1 is connected to switch S by through F0 by 1, whereas PC2 is connected to switch by F0 by 2 port. So let me click on S switch. Directly let me go on to CLI. Let me just extend this for better visibility. So enable, and then we can type in configure terminal. So it is asking me go into the interface range mode, interface range F0 by 1 to 2, so that I can actually implement port security on both the ports. Rather than writing two different commands, I can simply use the interface range command. So interface range F0 by 1 to 2. So to enable port security, what we need to do is switch port security. That is the command which allows or which enables the port security on both the two ports, 0 by 1 port and 0 by 2 port. And after that, it is asking me set the maximum so that only one device can access the ports. Okay. So on both the ports, what we are going to do is I'm going to set the commands in such a way that each port is going to accept only one particular device. So for that, switch port, you can actually use the tab also. We'll use it later on. Switch port security maximum 1. That means there is only one device which is allowed to connect to these ports. Okay. So switch port security maximum 1. Okay. So that is done. So secure the port so that the MAC address of a device is dynamically learned and added to the running configuration. Okay. In that case, what I can do here is it is asking me that I need to enter the command as sticky. Okay. So let me put that. So switch port port security. I can actually do the tab also, MAC address sticky. Okay. So whichever MAC address it is dynamically learned, what it is going to do is it is automatically going to attach it. Okay. To the running configuration. If it okay, let me see the other one. D. It is asking me set the violation mode so that the fast Ethernet ports 0 by 1 and 0 by 2 are not disabled when a violation occurs, but a notification of the security violation is generated and the packets from the unknown source are dropped. For that, the restriction mode, if you remember correctly, it is restrict mode. Okay, it is restrict mode. So for that, what I need to do is switch port security. Okay, violation restrict. I need to mention that as restrict. Okay, so mention that too. That is done, and then it is saying that disable all the unused ports. Okay, so I only actually applied the port security on only two ports, right? F0 by 1 and F0 by 2. For all the remaining ports, usually this is a 24 port switch. So F0 by 3 till 24, and the 2 gigabit ports that I usually switch has. You can just come here and let me show you. You can see here, all these are all the ports. You can see there is F0 by 3 till 24 and Z0 by 1 till 2. So I need to shut them down as well. So for that, I can use the interface range command, interface range F0 by 3 till 24, comma Z0 by 1 to 2. Okay. So I can just type in, then I can just put in as shutdown. So I shut down all the ports. Everything is down now. Okay, this is the configuration that I did step by step. Now it is asking me from PC1 ping PC2. So verify port. Now we finished the first step, which is the configure port security part. Now it is asking me to check whether port security is implemented or not, whether all the commands that you just have written down are working properly or not. For that reason, let me ping PC2 to PC2 from PC1. Okay, let me click PC1, go to the desktop tab, click on command prompt, and then what we need to do is ping. What is the IP address of PC2? You can actually get it from the addressing table that is given here. So ping 10.10.10.11. Enter. So it is working properly, fine. Okay. Though it shows completion as 100%, don't think you did everything. You need to verify every bit. Okay. So just keep going. And it's also asking me verify that port security is enabled and MAC addresses of PC1 and PC2 were added to the running configuration. Okay. Let me click on S1. Okay, let me click on S1 and let me come out of this modes. Let me go back to the privileged mode. So show, run, pipe, begin, interface. This is to verify whether all the ones that you entered, you can see here switch port security on the Ethernet. You can see the first Ethernet interface 0 by 1. It is showing all the commands that we entered. It is also showing that there is an address that is now attached to F0 by 1. Similarly, for F0 by 2 also there is another address attached. That means the switch has learned both PC1 and PC2's MAC address, and it is now attached to both the ports. All the remaining ports are now shut down. You can actually browse all these two things also. Shutdown gives you the next screen. If you want to come out, just simply click the down arrow. Now, after that, it is showing me show port security. Enter on S1. You can see here, it is showing that on F0 by 2, maximum addresses permitted is 1. The current addresses is 1. There is no security violation, and the action that needs to be taken if something happens is restrict. Similarly, for the F0 by 2 port also, it is saying the maximum allowed address is 1. The current address that it is already know from PC2 is 1. There are no violations that are done, and if a violation happens, the action that you need to take is restrict. So this is done on S1. Now, okay, let me minimize this. Let me come back here. It is asking me attach the rogue laptop to any unused switch port and notice that the link lights are red. Okay. So for me to do that, what I need to do is I need to come here, click the copper straight through cable, black one, connect on, take the fast Ethernet port of the rogue laptop, connect to S1. I'm just going to select the first port that is available to me, which is the F0 by 3 port. Okay. The lights are showing as red because that port is administratively down. Understand? It is administratively down. The connection cannot happen. So for me to allow this connection, what I need to do is manually, I need to go into S1. You can see here, enable the port and verify that the rogue laptop can ping PC1 and PC2. After verification, shut down the port connected to the rogue laptop. You can do that. So S1, go here, go into the configuration mode, and then interface F0 by 3. That is the port which I actually connected the rogue laptop to. Enter, and I need to type in no shutdown. So it will be enabled. Now, if you can see here, the things start blinking green because now the port is open. There is a connection that is happening from S1 to the laptop. Now let me click on laptop. You can see the diagram over here, and then you can click on the desktop tab, go to command prompt, and now let me ping PC1 and ping 10.10.10.10. Okay, the ping is working. So from the rogue laptop, I can reach PC1. Now let me try for PC2. So PC2 is also working. That means the rogue laptop, once I allow the connection, is now able to ping both the PCs through the switch. Okay. Now disconnect. It is now asking me disconnect PC2 and connect the rogue laptop to F0 by 2. Okay. So for that, and it is now asking me to shut down the port connected to rogue laptop. So on S1, I need to type in here as interface F0 by 3. Okay, FA0 by 3, and then shut down. So I closed it up. I close the connection. Now I need to remove the link between PC1 and S1. You can see here, disconnect PC2 and connect rogue laptop. So PC2 and S1, I need to remove this connection. So I removed it by clicking the delete button over here. So let me click on escape. Now it is asking me to connect rogue laptop to F0 by 2. So I will be removing this connection also. Now what I need to do is I need to connect rogue laptop to F0 by 2. Okay, click on F0 by 2, fast Ethernet. Now, because the port is empty, I am connecting it to F0 by 2. You can see a green colored lights that are blinking over here. Okay. Verify that rogue laptop is unable to ping PC1. Okay, let me check that out. Earlier, it functioned well, or the ping went well in the earlier case. Let me see if it is able to ping it or not. So request timed out. The ping is not working. So now the rogue laptop is unable to ping to PC1. Can you imagine why this happened? Because we mentioned on S1 that both F0 by 1 and F0 by 2 ports must only accept connections from one MAC address. And the switch has already learned the MAC addresses of PC1 on F0 by 2. So even though the rogue laptop is now connecting to F0 by 2 port, because the port has already reached its maximum number of MAC addresses possible, it is not providing access to the rogue port. Okay, let me check that out also. Now on S1, go on S1. It is asking me show the port security interface. Okay, let me do that. And show port security interface F0 by 2. Now you can see here port security is enabled, agent time is 0, agent type is absolute, and you can see there are 5 violation counts here. There are 5 violation counts. Can you tell me why we have 5 violation counts? Because when we connected the rogue laptop, there are ping messages that happen for it to understand what it is. So for each one of the ping that happened, it is saying that the security violation count is 5. When I pinged from the rogue laptop to PC1 earlier. So that is the reason it is showing that there are 5 violations here. How many violations? For this, the answer is how many violations have occurred? It is 5. It should be more than 4 generally. The reason being simply that for each and every ping request, it is a violation. Everything that is happening from the rogue laptop. Okay. 4 pings went and there are 4 violations. Disconnect the rogue laptop and connect PC2. Okay. So let me remove this connection and let me reconnect it from PC2 to S1 again on the same port, F0 by 2 port. Okay. Let me see if this ping works or not. Okay. Desktop command prompt ping 10.10.10.10 and that. See, this ping is working. So the question here for us to ask is, why can't the rogue laptop ping the PC1 when connected to the same port F0 by 2, while PC2 is able to ping PC1 while connected to the same port? The reason is quite simple. As I told you, we have entered these 2 commands. I'm saying that the switch port security is maximum of one MAC address only. When I specify there more than 1, then it might have I accepted it, but I only specified 1. And the first thing it has learned is the PC2's MAC address. Even though this rogue laptop is able to connect to the F0 by 2 port, it did not allow access. But PC2's MAC address is already learned and stored inside the switch. Because of that, it now has provided access to PC2 via PC to the PC1, or provided access for PC2 to PC1. So this is how port security is enabled. There is one more packet tracer activity where we will be working more with other commands also. So this is how usually it works. In this PT activity, you can understand how to implement port security on specific ports. How can you mention the maximum number of MAC addresses that are allowed per port, and how do you recognize those addresses by using the sticky, and what is the violation mode that you can set up. If you want to set high security, you can simply set the violation as shutdown, right? So which violation mode that you want to set up, and what are the others other interfaces that you need to shut down. All those things I have shown here, and we also have seen how it actually works. What is the reason why we did all these things? So hopefully you understood how to implement the port security now. And in the next video, I will come with the other commands also. I think it's 11.6.1. So thank you very much for watching this. Take care.